What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. As you guys probably know, my birthday was yesterday, and it was awesome. It went really good. I'm super thankful for, obviously the gifts that I got from everybody and in that way, but I'm also more so thankful for how everybody showed up for me, and whether that was just shooting me a text or just letting me know that they remembered my birthday, and that meant a lot to me from every perspective that I heard it from, and it just goes a long way. And I used to have the perspective to where if somebody doesn't come to my birthday dinner and give me a gift and do this, and this is obviously a thought process I had as a younger kid, was if I'm not getting a gift, then somebody doesn't care about me. And that's kind of, I think, how we all feel as younger kids. And as I've grown older now, I care more about people's presence and how they not really treat me per se, but how I feel when I'm around that person. If I feel happy, if I feel loved, and if I feel seen, that's the type of people I want to surround myself with. So I have a lot of messages that I want to talk about in today's video, but I'm not even sure which one to pick. I might just stick on one. I might say all four that I have currently. They don't really tie in much, if any. So I'm going to do my best to either try to make them tie in together or just touch on one. So the first thing I want to say is physical action will create a psychological one. And what I mean by that is if you force yourself to smile all the time, you will genuinely find yourself being happier more often. Does that automatically mean that, hey, if I just fake a smile all the time, I'm going to be a happier person? Probably not. But if you take actors or actresses, for example, whenever they're trying to evoke emotion in the audience, they are going to show a visual representation of how they're feeling. They're going to put on a smile if they want them to know that the moment is funny and that they are happy. They're going to put on a serious face if the moment is serious. You know what I mean? And I think that not only does that evoke emotion in the audience, it just goes to show that how strong your mannerisms can be, not only for the audience and the people seeing it, but a reflection of yourself, because you're not going to see me crying with a smile on my face probably ever. And I think that if we can control our physical actions and focus on the good physically and trying to do things that are going to warrant a happy response. Like I try to work out every single day, that makes me happy. I smile more. I have better dopamine receptors. They activate and they operate better due to that. So that's something that I do, and it leads to that physical output leads to me being a happier human being. So I just think if you guys want to have a better psychological health, you should focus on doing things that are psychologically and physically healthy. Whether that's actual movement or just being a happier person and trying to smile more often, trying to hug people more often, trying to shake someone's hand, make eye contact, doing kind things and kind gestures will lead to you being a happier and more kind person. The next thing is everyone admires the bold, even if they end up looking selfish. So even if you look, or not selfish, what am I talking about? Everyone admires the bold, even if they end up looking foolish. So if they look stupid, they still have a sense of admiration that we feel because that person is boldly chasing their dream or boldly doing something. I think the narrative nowadays is everybody is starting to really, really like Victor Wembanyama, if you're familiar with who that is. Sorry, it's a tongue twister. He's an NBA player that is really, really good, genetic freak of nature. But what stands out to myself, and I think a lot of people, is his mentality is just to genuinely love the game. Like whenever he just made it to the finals and he starts crying and he's hugging his teammates and he's showing emotion. I think we're finally out of this phase of life where being nonchalant is cool. I think I've always spoke about this and always preached this, that acting nonchalant all the time is one of the most ignorant things you can possibly do. And I think if you can boldly be yourself and boldly show how much you care about something, regardless of if you look foolish in the moment, people are still going to admire you for truly pursuing something and being expressing yourself and chasing something in more regards than just doing it. I think that a lot of players have just, regarding basketball, just play basketball. They just do it, and they don't show the emotion. And I don't think people have a physical connection as much as they do to the players that genuinely love the game. You could tell that Kobe Bryant genuinely loved the game, and a lot of people loved him for his mentality, and same with Michael Jordan, and same with a lot of other people. And you always hear people talking about how LeBron doesn't have that mentality. I think he does. He just doesn't show it. You know what I mean? You can't play till you're 43 years old, and you can't have 20 whatever all-first NBA teams and 20 all-star selections. You can't have all these accolades without truly loving something and truly being physically and mentally bought into it. But he doesn't show it. And I think if he had the appearance of the mentality of Michael Jordan or Kobe, he would be a lot more admirable for people that like him. I know I still love him. I still think he's the best player ever. But I think that if he carried himself in a way that was, I really fucking love this game and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be the best, and just, I don't know if it's grit or whatever. I think there's moments where he shows flashes of it, but he just doesn't always seem to be the most chalant individual. Not to say, not picking LeBron or whomever. I just think with whatever you're pursuing, the main message is, even if you feel like you look stupid when doing it, if you can do it with conviction and passion, people are still going to admire you because of it. And the last thing is, you wouldn't plant a seed and dig it up every few days to check and see if it's grown. And that basically means if you're trying to grow in a certain regard as a human being, you have to allow yourself to have time to marinate in that feeling or in that emotion or what you're going through. You can't just put yourself through something very, very difficult and then act like nothing happened and not actually let it marinate and then go right back into what you just dealt with. So say you go through a breakup or something to that regard, and you're broken and you're hurt as a human being, but all of a sudden you hop into another relationship, or all of a sudden you hop into just acting like life is normal. And it doesn't have to be another relationship. You just talk to your friends and your family like nothing's happened, and you act like you're unbothered because of it. I think that that's a very unhealthy way to feel things. That's a very unhealthy way to be a human. I think that we should sit and marinate in our emotions and allow ourselves to feel that and understand why we feel certain things, and actually pick ourselves apart in a healthy way to understand why we're feeling a certain way. And that actually allows us to heal and grow as a human being, rather than just going on to the next thing and not actually marinating in our feelings and allowing ourselves to grow in the same sense of a seed. Once you plant it, you're not going to just assume that, hey, is it still growing? Am I still getting better? Am I still becoming a better person? You have to actually just do what it takes in order to grow, which is plant the seed and let it, water it, give it sunlight, and give it time to grow. You can't just check on it every whatever. You guys get the analogy. So that was really, really all over the place with all the other messages. Basically, I just wanted to say I had an amazing birthday. I'm very thankful for all my friends and family that were there, and the people that told me happy birthday. I'm very thankful for everybody. And if you watch this far, which I don't know if anybody has, I really appreciate it. And hopefully you guys got something from this message. As always, have a blessed one. Thank you guys so much for watching.